So good morning, everybody. We are back with another important chapter of organizational behavior that will contain. Uh, this is personality. We are discussing personality today. So, as till now, we already discussed. In organizational behavior is consisting of three wings. One is the individual, another is the group, and another is the organizational. So individual, though which is having the individual attributes, is having containing personality, perception, learning, motivation like concepts, which are actually given by psychology. That's why now psychology is quite important as the contributor to organizational behavior. We must be knowing the personality. This is the chapter what we are going to discuss today. We must be knowing the personality. Unless until we are aware what is my personality and what is my colleague's personality or what is my subordinate's personality, it's quite difficult to run operations in the corporate. Because in the organization, we know there is a concept of the person job fitness. Person job fitness means the personal attributes of a person must be matching to the job requirements. If it is not matching, then the person either will be frustrated and leaving the organization or leaving the job. Otherwise, he will create a lot of nonsense in this, out of frustration, out of rejections, depressions, etc. One common example we can highlight. Suppose people those who are very soft spoken. Many people are there introverts, soft spoken, and people are very shy in nature. You send those people to the areas, the raw material where it is available, inventory stock is there. You send there. Normally, in a manufacturing sector, what happens? The raw material or the inventories are given the outsourced to the contractors. Contractors usually we see in the society, those people are very muscular, and the people are having a lot of rudeness. The approach is very rude. So, suppose you are sending your manager who is a very shy nature to that area, then the manager will not be able to operate the job perfectly. But instead of that, suppose your subordinate is very prudent, updated, aggressive, muscular, and he loves these jobs like adventurous job, then you can send that to the departments. So what happens? Similarly, just reverse situation if we discuss that. Suppose a person is very cool, very calm, and very patient listener, then you can send the person to the reception counter. I mean the front office where the customers will be turning up, then the person will be having a lot of patience to listen to customer queries, and the customer will be feeling satisfied that somebody is listening to us. So we talked before discussion, I told you that in corporate we require person job fitness. I mean, what is my personal attributes and how it is fitting to the job. That is the ultimate goal of the organizations. If it is perfectly fitting, then we can achieve some target and your productivity will be higher. If the employee productivity will be higher, then it will be going on, having a good image of the organization. And the attrition level, I mean the absenteeism level or the living culture of the organization, people resignation culture will be lowered. So point comes here, what we discuss about it, we must be knowing my own personality as well as others' personality. So topic is that what is the personality? Okay, what is my personality? Let me tell you that there are many instruments to check your personality. We'll be also doing a test here. How we are testing the personality in the company life, in the corporate life. How we are checking. The manager is checking the personality of the subordinates. The subordinates are also assessing the personality of their peers like this. Okay. So, if you are seeing the slides here, then you can understand that personality is summation. It is a summation of both visible and invisible attributes of a human being. Right? I mean, a person's attributes, some attributes are visible, some attributes are invisible. So, if we summarize those, then we can tell the total personality of a person is coming out. But now we have to understand what are the attributes are visible, what are the attributes are invisible. Attributes visible are our face, our height, our weight, our body language, our facial expressions, fidgets, gestures, postures, haptics, all these are our visible. Invisible attributes, what we talk about, the compassion, the empathy, the attitude, the learning quotient, or the emotional stability, these are all invisible. So invisible and visible, then combined, then your total all-round personality is coming up. That's the point. You should keep it in mind. Keep personality is very important for the organization. We must be assessing the personality, and simultaneously we must be knowing our own personality as well as the other's personality. So we just discussed key personality is a combination of the two things. One is the invisible, one is the visible, right? But unfortunately, it is seen in the society, we give maximum time to hone the visible attributes. I mean, I go to salon, I go to beauty parlor, I go to spa, I will be wearing a lot of makeup in my face so that I can look beautiful. I wear branded shirts, I wear branded t-shirts, I wear tie, these are all visible. So point is that 90% time is given to honing the skills of the visible one, which is only 10%. Rather, the invisible one is the 90%, but we give hardly 10% time to hone it. I mean, I'll be looking beautiful, but if somebody asking for a help, I may reject it. No, I don't want, I don't have any time. So that means the invisible part of personality is more important than the visible. But in the reality, we give more time to the visible parts rather than the invisible parts. This is the irony. We can call it an irony, but this is a happening, right? This is a happening. So we are going to the deeper inside it. Then we talk about the determinants. I mean, how our personality is shaped. How, if a person I am today, how I am. So there are basically three determinants are there. One is the heredity, another is your environment, another is your situation. So heredity, we talk about the biological factors. Biological factors. I mean the height, weight, rudeness, short-temperedness. These are anger and aggressiveness, shyness, extrovert, introvert. These are all biological factors, including the disease as well. Suppose diabetes or blood pressure, insomnia, asthma. These are all heredity. That means we are getting all these from our forefathers, our parents, then forefathers, grandfathers, we are taking it. So that's why now one curious thing is there. If a baby is born in a family, then people used to call whether the baby is a look alike of the father or the mother. That means they don't tell that this look like a Ramu Kaka or a Kantabai. So we don't talk like that. We talk it is looking like the father, it is looking like the mother. Even that is quite apparent in the society that we are looking like our parents. So this is a heredity, and in a rough sketch, rough estimate, it accounts for 50% of the personality differences. And a very good experiment is done. I mean, 100 sets of identical twins, they were nourished, nurtured, taken care, but 100 meals apart. But after considerable period of time, when they were tested again, they found out, the researcher group found out, both are behaving the same, both preferences are same. What does it mean? There is a hereditary aspects of our personality. So this is the first one. This is the important one, determinants, heredity. Heredity, I repeat, this is the biological attributes that has been transferred from the parents to the next generations that we talk about it. Okay, second one, environment. Environment, basically what happens, where we live, where we stay for a considerable period of time. I mean the social ambience, or the social atmosphere, or the social environment where we are living. That is why you might be seeing in the society that a lot of crimes are done by the people, those who are nurtured, those who are staying in the slums. That means because in the slums, what happens? Everybody is struggling for every day. So in that case, what happens? People learn a lot of conflict attitude, and a lot of negativism comes to their mind. So what happens in that case? When we are reaching to a later part of our life, we show maladaptive behavior. So that we call about environment. So that is why people are sending their wards, their children to a good school. Why? Because good schools are creating a good environment, competitive environment, holistic growth. We talk about holistic growth because the schools are, nurturing people from all round aspects. Okay, so that is why, even in Bangalore, we see many international schools are coming up where, people are, trained, people are tuned to the latest aspects of our life. They know in a positive environment, so their personality is evolved, right? So this is the second one, which is almost accounting to 30% we talk about. We just discussed heredity is accounting for 50% and environment is accounting 30%. So what is the next 20% is this situation, where the current situation you are. Okay, suppose you are in a classroom. Suppose you are a hyper kid. Hyper kid, you know that people are very extremely jovial and extremely difficult to control. If you say stand up, they will sit down. If you say sit down, they will stand up. I mean, many deviant attitude you can witness in the hyper kid, or even in the adult, or even in the classrooms or the students. You can witness many deviant attitude. But can you show deviant attitude inside the class? It's not possible. It's not possible. The teacher will not appreciate it. The institution will not appreciate it. They will force you to remain silent. So if you are remaining silent from 9 to 5, 8 hours of your life, it may happen that 20% personality attributes will change. Later on, you will be tuned to this. Later on, you will be tuned to this, that I need to be silent when official matters are being exhibited. So that is the point. So these three determinants of personality we are talking about. So one is the heredity, second one is the environment, third one is the situations. Then we are talking about the traits. Traits, I mean, what is the traits? What is the components of this? What is, when we are talking about personality, what are the components? We talk about the traits. So in these trait theories, there are many theories, well-established theories which are using nowadays also. So those are running. The first one we talk about a Myers-Briggs type indicator. I mean MBTI theory. This theory is largely based on 100 questions. We have also OB instruments to check your personality as per the MBTI theory. Okay, so there are 100 questions available. On basis of the question and answers, the stimulus and the response of an individual, we chalk out what type of person you are. What happens in MBTI theory? These are 4 categories. One category is your what your nature is, whether you are introvert or you are extrovert. So first one is E or I, what we are seeing in the slide, that is the extrovert or introvert. I mean the people who are outspoken, outgoing, experimental mentality. They don't go by the traditional values. They new learning. They follow the new learning path every day. So they would like to do something new in their life. They speak a lot. If you do like this, then they will be a poor listener as well. So extrovert people are not confidential people, but introvert people are a bit confidential. They play their cards close to their chest. As an English adage goes by, they play their cards close to their heart. That means they're very confidential. They are a bit shy nature, they're a bit contemplative nature. They like the solitary environment, they like to be lonely, the calm, the quiet, the patient, like this. So these people are a bit confidential. So this is two completely contradicting. We are talking about one is the extrovert, another is the introvert. So this is one segment. Second one is that sensing and intuition. This category we can talk about the collecting the information. When somebody is collecting the information, how he is collecting the information, whether he is collecting the information as per the systematic order, or a haphazard manner. I mean, staggered way is collecting. And so that is why the sensing people are very systematic people. They go with a checklist and collect the information like this. Whereas the intuition people are just guessworks. If you ask the intuition people why you are saying like this, they cannot justify this. They say that my intuition says today there will be rain, but sensing people will say that the IMD forecasted like this, the local yesterday the climate was like this. So they will be referencing, they will be organizing, they will be systematically collecting the information. But the intuition people, they don't collect the information systematically. What they do, that they pass their guessworks. So this is S or N or sensing or intuition. Second one, thinking and feeling. This is the processing of the information. First one, you are collecting the information. Second one, you are processing the information. Right. So processing the information means how you are going towards the decision making. How you are going towards the decision making. How you are processing the informations. Suppose thinking people are, there is an adage which say that whether you listen to your heart or listen to your mind. So if you are listening to your mind, you are judgmental, you are calculative, you are planner, you are organized. So this is the thinking people. Okay, these are we call the thinking people. But feeling people go by the feelings, emotion. They're very emotional people. They carried away by the emotional upheavals or emotional imbalances, or somebody's crying before you, they give everything. But they do not test whether the crying people, those who are asking for help, they are really crying or they're just acting. Thinking people will check, but feeling people will not check. Okay. So like this, so this is the third category. Fourth one is judging or perceiving we talk about. That is the orientation towards others. I mean, you are passing the judgment. You are connecting to the society and you are interacting with the society. You are thinking the society to behave with you like this. One is the interaction, you and society. So judging and perceiving people. Judging is again the same thing. We talk about them. We think about the organized way, the structured way, but perceiving people is just they go on cool, they go on relaxed manner, they go on unsystematic as per the situation demands, they behave. But judging people are, they have every theories in their mind, and as per this they react. So these are four categories which are basically broad framework of the MBTI or Myers-Briggs type indicator. But let me add one valuable things here. This MBTI theory originally given by Carl Jung in 1920, but this mother-daughter duo, Myers, Isabella Myers and Katrina Briggs, this mother-daughter duo, they expanded the theory in 1940. So earlier it was only three categories, S or N, T and F and J and P, but later on they added one extrovert and introvert and expanded the MBTI theory in 1940. And after that, it was full blown. I mean, people went on liking the theory. The theory was renamed MBTI theory. Okay, so like this, we are having, if we are testing the theory, MBTI theory, then we can find many combinations. Many combinations. For example, INTJ, ESTJ, ENTP. So like this, INTJ means you can say introverts, right? And you can say this, these people, yeah, INTJ, I mean introvert, intuition, thinking, and judging. So we discussed about it. INTJ are visionary people. Visionary people, they usually have original minds and get great drive for their own ideas, and these people are visionaries. Similarly, there are identified 16 combinations recommended by the MBTI theory. There will be 16 combinations recommended by the theory of MBTI. So we talk them INTJ, ESTJ, ENTP like this, and everyone is individually identified. So we can also do that in the class. There are the testing mechanisms, and depending upon your choice, your response, you will be categorized into one. Next theory given by John Borden, it's a big five model. In Big Five model, the extroversion, there is a scale between high and low. And these are 5 parameters which were very, very famous, theory. We call that is a Big Five model. Big Five model is based on a scale. I mean, one side is a high, another side is a low. Then we will be talking about these parameters. If you are having high extraversion, what you are. If you are having low extraversion, what you are. Like this we are talking about. So if people are having high extraversion, people are extroverts. Just now we discussed about this introverts and extroverts. So here also same thing continues. That means people who are having high extroversion, so these people are highly extroverts. I mean, they are very open. They are very open. They are very outgoing. They are very sociable. You can tell anything. Interactions will be smooth for them. So that is why we talk about like this. But introvert people, I mean those who are very less in the scale. Less extroversion is otherwise known as the introvert. Okay. Similarly, we talk about agreeableness. Agreeableness means you are agreeing to a concept. Whether you are conflicting nature, you are a disputed nature, or you are having always your own set of theories, or you are cooperative, or what. If you are high in this segment, I mean high agreeableness, then you are branded as a very, very cooperative. You understand the group requirements of the group demands, and accordingly you will behave. Here, I just want to correlate with the administrative theory, what you have studied in the general management. The Henry Fayol has given the administrative theory 14 principles. That is quite famous in the management. So in that 14 principles, one principle is there, that is the subordination of individual interest to group interest. Subordination of individual interest to group interest. That is one of the principle, one of the good principle out of the 14 principle given by Henry Fayol. Okay, in the administrative theory, that is the general management, and we usually talk about that when we start talking about the management. First the scientific theory, next is the administrative theory we used to talk. So in that concept, this agreeableness people, those who are having high agreeable, they are surrendering their individual interest to the group interest, I mean the cooperative. But those who are having less, they are less cooperative. They are argumentative, they are cross-checking everything. So like this, their pattern is, Next is the conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is based on the conscience, I mean the ethical properties here. Ethical properties, I mean those people who are very conscientious, they are very loyal, they are very accountable, they are very reliable, they are very authentic, and they go by the rule. They don't compromise, they are pure, they are corruption free. Lot of things will be going the good corporate citizenship, you can say. But those who are less, just rewards. Those who are less in the scale, less conscientiousness, just rewards. They can do anything for their own achievements. They can go to any extent for their own achievements. They can compromise with ethical rules, and they can compromise with ethical practices. So like this we are talking about. Then followed by conscientiousness, there is one concept, is the emotional stability. Emotional stability, high means people are very calm and composed. Neither they will completely laughing out or completely saddening out. They don't sad, they don't feel sad. Suppose something happened, they are having composed in their life. They control their emotions. And those people who are in the less in the emotions, they are very unstable. Their emotional is unstable. Either they will cry, they will harm themselves, or they will harm others. So these are the attributes of what we are talking about. Emotional stability is highly required for a managerial's life, because many times we will be highly exposed to the conflicting situations. So if we fear, if we sad, if we feel guilty about the conflicting, then we cannot run the organization. So people must be having good emotional stability in their life. So this theory says that the fourth category we just discussed, emotional stability. In the high emotional stability, people are good, people are a good temperament, they can well good judge the situations. Those who are less emotional stability, they will be very, very emotional unstable people. They may cry, they may commit harms to themselves, or they may commit harms to others. So with that, we are going to the last segment of this big five model, that is openness to experience. Openness to experience means the learning. How people are learning, how people are having a lot of inquisitiveness. We call about the questioning mind. New things they want to learn, new experiments they will tend to love, lot of things if you are high. But if you are low scale openness to experience, then you are traditional learning. What if status quo, we call about status quo, it is the status quo oriented. I mean, whatever going on, and you were respect towards that, you feel that that is right, nothing need to be changed. So these are five categories the theory gives us to see in the society, that which person is having what. These are just explanations what we discussed about it. Another important theory that comes from the Sigmund Freud, there is a psychoanalytic theory. Psychoanalytic theory says that we are having different state of minds. There are three state of minds identified. One is id, we call it id, and ego and superego. Here we see in this slide, this is id and this is ego and this is a superego. So three characteristics or three states of mind have been identified by Sigmund Freud, which says that id is a very, very childish nature. Childish nature here doesn't mean that the age of a child. Childish nature, even the adults can also show a childish nature. Even the senior citizens in the society, they can also show the childish nature. So this is what happens: instant gratification. Instant gratification of the desire. You are needing something, you need now. You can't wait for tomorrow, you can't wait for 2 days after. So that's why you are talking about instant gratification. I mean, suppose at 12 o'clock midnight, you need a coffee, means you need a coffee. That's it. You cannot postpone the next time because you are in the mind of the id. So it says that whenever we are having a id mindset, we need the instant pleasure. Contradicting to the completely opposite is the superego. Superego is primary concern to determining whether the action proposed by ego is right. I mean, this is very restrictive. This is very, very restrictive, and you can compare to the senior citizens' behavior to that. Superego. What is moral, what is ethical, what is principle oriented, that should be adopted. There is no customization, there is no compromising with activities. But ego is balancing between id and superego, because we discussed just now the two contradicting part of our life states of mind. One is the id, just contradicting, or you can say the antonyms of id is superego. Right. So ego is the reality oriented part of thinking. It is rational and logical. Usually adults are taking, on basis of the ego. Here one thing has to be properly identified, that this psychoanalytic theory later on expanded and taught in the management classes as a transactional theory. Transactional theory is given by Eric Berne, who is dividing the three ego states. One is we call it the child. Another is your adult. Last one is your parent. Child ego state can be comparable easily with your this state id, and ego can be compared with the adult, and superego is comparing to your, in transactional analysis, child, adult, and parent. So this can be compared to your parent as well. Okay. Then another theory is comes by Alport and Felder. These people are saying that depending upon the body structure, we may have the personality kinds. I mean, suppose I am very fat or muscular. There are three types of body: endomorphic body, mesomorphic body, or ectomorphic body. We are having it. Endomorphic people are very soft and spherical nature. I mean, these people are a little bit plump, a little bit fat. You may look them as obese, but these people are very calm and cool type of attitude. And mesomorph people are very muscular body, and they have it. Ectomorph is the linear and fragile. I mean, the very lean and thin but tall people. So what actually they do? What the personality characteristics are internal, the features they have contained. So this is bisetonia. This is the love of comfort and affection. This endomorph people are having bisetonia. And this is somatotonia. This is the second one, and the cerebrotonia is the third one. Cerebrotonia is the restraints and innovation. These people are behaving in that manner. So here, what is the practical aspects of our personality that is quite important for the organizational behavior? I mean, what type of people behave, how people behave in the organization, so that you can interpret, you can understand. One is the first one is the locus of control. Locus of control means control lies where, whether control lies inside or control lies outside. That is the point. Internal locus of control means people are very accountable, people are very reliable, and people go by their statements. Suppose you did a blunder, then you will accept that, yes, sorry, I have done this mistake. This is the internal locus of control. But on the contradicting this, some people are there who believe in the passing the buck type attitude. Passing the buck means, no, I have not done it. I was forced to do this. You know, one good example we can highlight that, suppose somebody is driving very reckless, reckless speed, and he fell down in a pothole, then he blames the municipality. He blames the municipality that the municipality is not doing maintaining the roads, but unfortunately he should think about what is his mistake, why he was driving recklessly, why he was driving with utmost speed, which the roads are not conducive for such speed. If he feels, no, it's my fault, then locus of control is internal. If he feels it is the fault of municipality, then locus of control is external. So two types of people are always there. You know, many times we see in the society that people curse their pet. Oh, this is not in my destiny. This is not in my fate. What do you mean by fate? Fate means you are attributing everything to an unknown energy. Oh God, it's an unknown energy. You do not know where it exists. So it is a locus control of your external. But when you are ascribing these things to your own behavior, it is a locus of control internal. Second one is the MAC. We usually call it a MAC, Machiavellianism. And how much control you have in your life. Many people are there in the society, they want control. They need power. They involve in politics. They come to the forefront, they lead the company, and they need power of command. So these are a Machiavellianism. It is coming from the word Niccolo Machiavelli, French writer who has written the book The Prince. So it's a Niccolo Machiavelli. Niccolo Machiavelli, he says that the state is the supreme, the king is the supreme. Whatever king does, that's good for the state only, but it's not always true. It is not always true. But hey, this concept is there in the market, so people call it a high max. So you must be understanding when somebody is talking about a high max, what does it mean? It means you are having the ability, you are having the desire to control others, and you feel that you are having a logic for that, you are having a rights for that. So this is max. Usually high max people are very confident people and very commanding people. So, you know, the flourish within. Yeah. Next one is the self-esteem. Self-esteem is the how much you love you like yours. How much, you know, good things you feel that you should be having it. Is self-love. I mean, you know, people should be giving love to themselves, and they should be loving first. Without loving the self, you can't love others. The self-esteem is there, but sometimes what happens, people are suffered from complex. People feel that they do not know anything and everybody is knowing much better than you. So this is, we call usually in the society, there's an inferiority complex. So people are susceptible, those who are vulnerable to the inferiority complex, they are having usually the low self-esteem. And a professional's life should not be like this. You should be loving yourself. Whatever home task you are doing, you should be doing perfectly, and you should be having confidence. So that is the point. Second one is, next one is the self-monitoring people. You might be seeing your friends or somebody else who are given one authority or one chance to speak to the public. After speaking to the public, they collect the feedback. They collect the feedback, whether I have spoken well, whether I have interacted well, whether I have answered the questions well. They will be asking numerous people, many people, several people. So that means these people are liable for their self-improvement. These are very, very conscious people, those who go for self-improvement. So this is self-monitoring people. That's good. So next one is the risk-taking people. Somebody is a risk taker. We usually Indians are branded internationally that we are a risk averse. Even in India also, if you see the eastern part of this country are a risk averse, and the western part of country a bit more risk takers. Those people who are risk averse, they do not like to take risk. They usually deposit their money in the Post Bank, the State Bank of India, and they do this. And those who are very risk takers, they go for the stock exchanges, etc. So that is the point, that differentiates people. And this is the last one we discuss about the type A and type B personality. Type A people are usually hurried people. They do fast, they talk fast, they eat fast, they go on, and they can take simultaneously 5 tasks in their hand. But type B people are very slow people, calm, composed, confidential, happy-go-lucky type people are type B. Type A people are very good in the lower level of management, but when you are getting the promotions, then type B people are highly inclined towards the top post, because you have to be a patient listener. That is the type B. Type A people are not at all a good listener. They speak more, listen less. But the type B people, they speak less, listen more. They wait for the end, but type A people don't. So what is this? We are talking about for the lower level of management where the target achievement is a prime. We put the type A people. That's why I'm talking about, you must be knowing whether your subordinate is a type A or type B. You give more target to type A, they can achieve. You give less target and good position to type A, they can do it. But if you interchange, things will go jeopardy. Okay, so we are talking about all this, and we can test one. This is the last one. We talk about proactive personality. I mean, you are identifying opportunities, so initiatives, you are willingness to solve a lot of things are positive personality we are talking about. So with this, we stop the personality chapter here. I will be coming with a separate video with the starting from perception. So personality testing, I will be posting a different video on the personality testing so that you can have different instruments, how to check your personality. We will come with a new video. So with this, you please like, share and subscribe my channel. That is the Dr. Ratnakar Mishra is my YouTube channel. If you like the videos, you please do not forget to like and do not forget to subscribe so that new videos you can get it. So with this, I close the chapter personality here. We will talk coming with a new video. Thank you. Have a good day.